Depending on what state you in, it should be coming in with the next couple hours. Some of y'all in the East Coast, y'all new moon is already in, right? I pray that y'all have a Shar Kadash, man, a happy and glorious new moon. Right, I just want to kind of like get into it a little bit and talk about the new moon and why we do it, right? What's the point of keeping the new moon, man? It's because it's ordained by God, number one, right? Number two, it's a high holy day that we're able to come together as the Most High children and celebrate one of His high, holy, dedicated, and sanctified days. So first, I'm gonna get the root, right, which is Genesis. I'm gonna get Genesis 1 and verse number 14, and it reads, "And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of heaven," right? Salakia. Let me see. Kind of settings. Let me rotate. Kind of right here it says what? And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. Right? So God give us the understanding that the lights in heaven are for days, years, right? Months, seasons, right? But when we go here, let's go to the book of Sirach. All right. It tells us that the moon is even for months, right? So let's go here. Salakia, one handed. Alright, alright, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 43, and verse number, I'm going to start at 6. He made the moon also to serve in her season. Where did the son of Sirach, Yahushua, get this from? The beginning of the book in Genesis. It says, uh, to serve for her seasons, for a declaration of times, a sign of the world. From the moon is the sign of feast, right? The moon shows us our feast days, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. The month is called after her name, right? If you look at the what is that? The picture that's on this video, right? You see that the moons, oh no, I didn't post that one, right? But the moons have names, right? They have Nisan, the month of Nisan, the month of Adar, second Adar, things of that sort, right? And the month, right, is called after her name. Why? Because there's 12 to 13 moons, and each moon you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 12, and that's the 12th moon, right? You might have a 13 moon, or you might just have 12. It says the month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament, right, of heaven. So this is how we get the understanding that the new moon is indeed and definitely a feast day, and we predicate that upon the moon, right? Okay. So we're gonna go to the book of Psalms, right? Where we see it being like fully implemented, right, with one of our forefathers. Okay, so we're gonna go to Psalms, the book of Psalms, chapter 83, no, 81, and verse. We're just gonna start from the top, and it reads. It says, "Sing aloud unto Yahweh your strength. make a joyful noise unto the power of Jacob. Take a psalm and bring hither the timbrel, the pleasant harp with the psaltery. Blow up the trumpet in the new moon, in the time appointed on our solemn feast day. For this was a statute for Israel and the law of the God of Jacob. This he ordained in Joseph for a testimony when he went out through the land of Egypt, where I heard where I heard a language that I understood not. Right? So we see that our forefather, man, Joseph, he was keeping this thing in the land of his captivity, man. Right? This is where we see, that it was implemented even before the book of Exodus, man. Right? Even before the book of Leviticus, Deuteronomy, and Numbers, man. Right? So we see that this new moon is meant to be kept, man. Right? No matter if we're in captivity or not, because where did Joseph keep it? In the captivity he was under in Egypt. Right? All right. So let's go to the book of Leviticus. Right? Where we get even more edification on the new moon. Or Salakia. We're going to go to Numbers, Salakia, because Leviticus doesn't say much about the new moon, but it does say something about the Sabbath day, right? Which the new moon is a Sabbath day, right? A Shabbat one. So, but in the book of Numbers, we read about the new moon, right? In 10 and 9. Salakia, y'all. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 10 and verse number 9. And it reads, let's see, I'm going to start at 10. And it says, also in the day of your gladness and in your solemn days and in the beginning of your months, right? The beginning of your months, ye shall blow with the trumpet over your burnt offerings and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings, that they may be to you for a memorial before your power. I am the Lord, your power, right? So we see the Lord, he tells us, he commands us, man, to keep this law, man, right? Of blowing up the trumpet in the new moon over our solemn, over our burnt offering, right? Where do we hear about the burnt offerings, though, that we supposed to sacrifice on the new moon? Uh, right here. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 29, and verse number, we're going to start at 11. And it reads, and in the beginning of your months ye shall offer a burnt offering unto Yahweh, 2 bullocks and 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first year without spot. Right? So, and when you read on, y'all can read it on your own. It goes all the way down to verse 14, right? When you read it, it tells you how much we have to sacrifice on that day, and it's a lot differently than the Sabbath, right? We got to we have to make a bit more sacrifices, man, on the day of the new moon, right? So, but with that, man, I pray that y'all got some understanding, and take those precepts with y'all, study, right? Try to figure it out, because these are our feast days, and we're finally taking them back from the heathen, man. Right? The heathen tell us that you could work on the Sabbath, you could work on the new moon, right? You could work on all God's feast days, but you have to take off. You cannot work on the feast days of this damn world, man. Of Hashatan, man. Right? You every day you're off for the feast days of this world, but you have to pull teeth, right? And get it by the skin of your teeth when you get your days off for our high holy days, our feast days. Right, but that's it, man. That's all I wanted to go through right quick, man. Appreciate y'all, the water, for tuning in. Shalom to all the people that tuned in, that will tune in, Lord willing, through the Spirit. Shalom to all the obedient brothers and sisters and children out there in the world serving Yahweh to the best of their ability. Shalom. Kwam Yashala.